Hey guys. So what I'm going to share with you guys today is a few of the tips and tricks I've learned from years and years of researching how to write good resumes and refining my own resume, and personally testing what gets the best responses for me from employers, and also what I've learned from being on the other side and hiring people for the last two or three jobs I've been part of. I've been responsible for selecting people based on resumes, and I really know what catches the eye from those years of experience and that research. So, anyways, I'm going to show you guys right now what I'm talking about. So here's my resume. As you guys can see, it's in Google Docs. I find that Google Docs is a lot easier than Pages or Microsoft Word, really, for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's in the cloud, so you can edit it anywhere at any time and not be worried about losing it if it's on your local computer. Also, another thing that I really like about Google Docs is that you can easily export in a bunch of different formats, one of which being PDF. And this is your most useful format because when you send your resume off to potential employers, what you're going to be doing is you don't want to send them an editable format, obviously. So you'll be sending PDFs. And the cool thing about Docs, unlike Microsoft Word and a lot of versions of Pages, Apple Pages, is that it maintains the hyperlinks in the PDFs. So you'll see down here, I actually link to a lot of the articles that I've authored, like how to run a user interview, the course that I taught, stuff like that. And you don't want these links to get lost when you export to PDF because a lot of employers won't print out your resume. They'll just look at it digitally. And it's really, really important that if they are looking at digitally, you're making it as easy as possible for them to reference the stuff that you're talking about. Basically, you're trying to sell yourself, right? Your resume is your sales letter, basically, of your own experience. So making it as easy as possible for them to reference all this stuff about you and giving them more and more reasons to want to interview you and like perk their interest about any one bullet point on your resume is going to be really important. So that brings me to my next point. Through my testing, I found that one thing that's really important is making a good first impression. Which is why you guys can see that I've put a good amount of design effort into making sure that this all looks good and spacing is nice. These yellow boxes are just because of my comments over here, so disregard that. So basically, having a nicely designed resume that still focuses on the content, it doesn't have a lot of that crap like you see at a lot of people's resumes, like 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10 Adobe Photoshop skills. Like nobody even knows what that means. That has no place in a resume. What you need to do is be content focused and clear with everything. Every point on your resume, you want to drive home another reason why someone should give you an interview. So you want to either make someone curious about something that you worked on, or show off something that you've done in the past, or give an example of something you've done in the past that's going to inspire them to think that you'll most likely do the same for their company in the future. So first off, having a large name here at the top is very important. From my testing, I have been able to find that having a larger name at the top, it has a real impact on people when they see your name large and immediately at the beginning of your resume, they're more likely to remember your name. Also, it goes along with everything I was saying earlier. Having your email address, phone number, stuff like this right at the top is crucial. You want to make it as easy as possible for them to contact you and schedule that interview. Next up, work experience. So I think that ordering of your resume is one important thing to touch base on as well. And the main sections that I use are work experience, education, skills, and authorship. I think that the first three, work experience, education, and skills, are all very valuable. The last one, authorship, is kind of adjustable. I think proficiencies, research, anything like that could be useful depending on the job you're applying for and the experience that you do have. So kind of customize that last section to be appropriate to your specific skill set and what they're looking for in the job. So I think it goes without saying, but every time that you write your resume, you should basically every time that you find a new job to apply for, you should redo your resume and reposition yourself based on the actual job description. So look in detail at what it says on the job description. Read that job posting page, right? And customize your resume to express yourself as a candidate that has those qualities. I'm not saying that you should lie about what you've done, but you should think long and hard about how your experience relates to that job and how it makes you qualified. Another important thing to do as far as resume goes is use action verbs. So start your sentences with verbs like analyze, established, and you want to give concrete experiences that you've had and concrete things that you've done that have shown that you haven't just done your job. You know, anybody can do a job. That's not hard these days. What potential employers are looking for is that you did a job well, and that you really went above and beyond. So highlight those kind of things that you've innovated on, new processes that you created, ways that you went above and beyond. That's the kind of stuff that potential employers want to see. Also, showing numbers is really important. You see here I say 8. Down here I say 0 to 1,500 page views. Boost sign up 70%. Numbers catch people's eyes. And referencing back to what I was saying before, you never know which part of your resume someone is going to read. No one's going to read the entire thing. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be skimming and seeing what catches their eye. So using numbers is a good way to both quantify your own past experience and also catch someone's eye. Another great thing to do with resumes is to include awards. So even if it's just like an informal award, wasn't really something, that feels like it meant that much when it happened, even if you didn't, receive a bonus or something like that, include that stuff on your resume. That means something and shows that you're a top-notch A player. So next up is education. If your education is the thing that's making you most qualified for the role, include education as your first section. If your work experience is more of what's qualifying you for the role, include work experience first. Another rule of thumb here from the Ross School of Business guidelines on how to write a resume is if your GPA is above 3.0, include it. If it's below 3.0, don't include it. This is just kind of to say that you can fall back on the name of your university and your degree as the primary thing to compel people to value your education as opposed to your GPA if it's low. Another thing is just kind of ethically, it's not ethical to round up on your GPA, so if you have a 2.99, do not round up to 3.0. Another thing that's really great is that you have the chance here at the bottom to include all the different skills that you have. So this shouldn't be something like horseback riding or like going to concerts. What you're trying to do is list skills that make you more qualified for the job. Now, this doesn't mean that they have to be directly work-related technical skills. These can be soft skills. These can be things that you've done in your free time. But somehow, in your potential employer's mind, you want to be making these connections for why you might be more appropriate than another candidate based on the wide variety of skills that you have. So that that summarizes a lot of the main things that this resume is doing really well. Again, it's a summary of research that I've done based on University of Texas, McCombs Business School outline for how to write a resume. So check those guidelines out if you're curious. Also, Michigan Ross School of Business has some great guidelines as well. And if you're interested in just using this resume itself, like not doing all the research, not having to mess around with the formatting, and just being able to edit this easily in a Google Doc, I am selling this template now because it works so well for me. So click the link down in the description or over there on the side, and you can purchase it. Thanks for watching, guys, and that is it.